Morning, folks. Today, yeah, this is what I'm using today. It's really strange how much thought went into this shave. Anyhow, got a can here of Barbasol. This one here is Soothing Aloe. It's a brand new can. And you ever wonder what the bottom one looks like? I know at one point in time through old advertisements, it was talked about this metal ring on the bottom. Whether I think at one point in time somebody, it might have been Colgate, I can't remember for sure. They put a plastic coating on there or something of the sort, so the bottom of the can. In other words, if the paint got chipped and start to rust, you wouldn't have the rust ring, and so on and so forth. I can't remember all the stuff I remember seeing over the years, but anyway, if anybody was ever wondering about that sort of thing, yeah, that's what the bottom of it looks like. I'm going to follow the shave up with, of course, Barbasol Brisk, and I'll talk a little bit about what I noticed about the website that I got linked down below if you want to check it out. Blade of choice today is the 7 o'clock Permasharp, and this one here comes in a pack of 10, if you're kind of wondering how many you get in one of these tucks here. And I have it in a travel razor. This is a Gillette. This one here is 1964, a J1. Yeah, J1 first quarter is what the one stands for. J is for 1964. And what inspired this shave was a couple of videos from Shave and Butcher. He had one shave where he was shaving with a tiny little razor like this one, and as well, then the next video he was doing a comparison in between shaving cream in a can and an artisan shaving soap. And the combination of the two is something that I had been thinking about for quite a while, and decided I'd just go ahead and do this one here, if you will. What a lot of the internal, I got something in my eye this morning, a lot of the internal, I guess you might say, discussion with myself, if you will, is my pre-shave routine. Should I go ahead and use my normal pre-shave routine, or should I alter it to just go straight to the shaving cream in the can? And decided that nope, I'm going to go ahead and put the hot towel to the face and go ahead and use my pre-shave oil from Art of Shaving, and continue on with that routine, because if I was ever to go down the path of starting to use this can, I would probably continue with my pre-shave routine until I feel like I need to change it, if that was ever a need, or whatever the case might be. But anyhow, a lot of thought going back and forth in my head, trying to figure out how I wanted to do this shave. So the instructions on this can is, yeah, not a whole lot there. So it's been probably close to 30 years since I've used a can of this. And it doesn't really mention a whole lot. It says directions. Shake can and hold upright, press top to release lather. Yep, that's all it tells you. So, anyway, I still got something in my eye, so yeah, don't be surprised if I'm not blinking a whole lot. Like I say, I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, put the pre-shave oil on, and going ahead and applying this lather. And like I say, it has been a very long time since I've used this. It's probably close to 30 years. It might even be more than that. So we'll see how this works out. Yeah, this is definitely different for me. I will say, though, I understand some folks probably liking to use something along this lines. A criminal cream would be another one. If I get my hands cleaned off, I think I've got a tube of Barbasol brushless shaving cream, which I think is going to be very difficult to find nowadays, which goes right into the aftershave. When I went to the website, one of the things that I noticed about the website is that it didn't show where in other words, any indication that they still have the aftershave balm, which they used to at some point in time, not just a few years ago, as well as the aftershave, which they didn't have it on the website either, which I thought was really interesting that they don't have it on the website. And I thought, well, that's odd. thinking that would be one of those, how can you say, a staple. If you got shaving cream, you would have the aftershave. And no, it was not featured on the website. And I've noticed over time that a number of places seem to be out of the Barbasol aftershave, and have been for a good moment. Now I understand supply chain issues and all that sort of thing, but I thought the first clue that maybe there might be a downturn in the production of the aftershave is when back in the day, good number of years ago, in other words, we're probably talking 5 years now, ago, I used to be able to find Barbasol aftershave at Dollar General, and it was like $1.95, inexpensive. And then Dollar General stopped carrying it, which to me was the first clue that something may not be right. And it wasn't too long after, well, actually right before that, if I'm not mistaken, that I learned that the Pacific Crush was no longer made. It was no longer available, but you could still find the Brisk, the green one, in other words. Blue one they stopped making. And on the website, Pacific Rush and the shaving cream was still, it's on the website, which I thought was interesting because I haven't seen it in the store in like forever, a very long time. And kind of wondering, well, I wonder if they truly do still make that. They just haven't updated the picture. But anyway, just little things here and there I've noticed that might matter to a few folks if you're looking for Barbasol. And if you notice that Walgreens has been out for a moment, yeah, I've noticed it too. And I also noticed that what few folks that do offer it, they're charging a pretty penny for it. So that's another indication I don't think it's in production anymore. Just some thoughts, things I've discovered, I guess you might say, here recently after looking a little bit more deeper into things and giving it a little bit more thought that, wow, that's, I guess you might say, eye-opening. And I was wondering how many other people have probably noticed the same thing, that when you ordered this the last time, that you notice all of a sudden it's not in stock, and it hasn't been in stock in a good long moment, but it's still on the website. So I don't know if maybe some folks are still, oh, how can you say, still trying to figure out that it's not being offered anymore, or it is a supply chain type issue and they don't expect it to get it resolved anytime soon. Kind of thinking they discontinued it. Not sure why they discontinued the blue one to begin with. I guess you might say that was the telltale sign. I mean, sure, maybe it was just due to sales. Maybe that is it. And the green one was still selling well. Don't know why you would do without at least the aftershave balm. You at least want to have that available. I mean, most of us understand the, how you say, the skincare aspect of things, what you're following up with and your product line, and you would think you would have something available for those that like to stick with the product line. The one thing that Shave and Butcher did mention in his video, which I agree with, we have been shaving traditionally for a while. So to use this, let's say like on a travel or whatever the case might be, a pinch if you will, just from time to time, may not be such a bad thing, because our skin, our routine, as how can you say, it's been brought up to speed. It's up to where it needs to be. If you've been following your shave routine, in other words, the pre-shave routine you got going on, the after the shave routine, using the balm if that's what you're using, or whatever the case might be. In other words, keeping your skin where it needs to be, the skincare. And in other words, he did not notice any drying after the shave or anything quite like that. But that's because, we've been shaving traditionally for a while, and so our skincare has been up to snuff. And to use something like this, would it still be up to snuff over 3, 4, 5 days or whatever the case might be? You just have to try it out for yourself. But I think in a lot of cases, those that shave traditionally, we have a tendency to we use something like this. It's only a once in a great while. I had so much squirt out of my hand. I got it raked it off in the bowl over here, and that's what I've still been using. So as it goes for the cost, effectiveness, and whatnot, efficiency, wow, that little bit I squirted out is lasting me 3 passes. Not only that, the can itself, I got at Walmart for $1.57, which is interesting because if you get the travel size, which is quite a bit smaller, but it is TSA approved, it's going to cost you, I think, 97 cents. At least that's what it is around here. And thought that was kind of interesting. 97 cents for the little one. You're paying for that convenience. Get a full can, $1.57. I thought, wow, that's interesting. And as it goes for the aftershave, like I said, I've seen somebody was like, what was it, $12, $13 for 2 bottles of the aftershave, and I thought, holy cow. I mean, considering, like I say, I started buying it at $1.95, and I think the last set was figuring out $2.25, $2.30 or something like that, a container. It's just like, I 2 of them at that price. Nope. I'm not paying it. But anyway, if you're behind the 8 ball and you was wanting to try the Barbasol aftershave, you might want to start hunting today, because I've noticed that the price is going out the roof. Like I say, for a aftershave was $2, and now it's, some cases over $6. Wow. So how's the shave going so far? Well, I have to say, it's not a bad shave by any means. It will definitely work. There are some things that I guess you might say for me, and this is just me. I should mention, I probably should have said this at the very beginning. As you can tell, I'm an older guy. My skin is a lot different than somebody that's 30 even. Yeah. So in other words, my skin is a lot different than what it was many years ago. So my skin needs may be a lot different than somebody that's quite a bit younger than me. And keeping that in mind, I need the, how can you say, the extra stuff. All the stuff that an artisan or what may be offered even through an ARCO, believe it or not. In other words, even at a lower price point, what it gives me is, how can you say, it's a better shave with it than this here. And this is just for me. This is my experience because, like I say, I'm an older guy. My skin has different needs than maybe what some others may have. And so, in other words, don't take it wrong. Could I shave with this in a pinch? Oh, yeah. You can see today. No nicks, cuts, weepers, or anything of the sort. The shave was comfortable, but I could tell the difference in between shaving with the can shaving cream versus, like I say, even shaving with Arco or even Williams. There is a difference. I miss shaving with the brush. That's the other thing. The brush, the creating the lather, watching it mature, changing from a soap or a shaving cream into a rich lather, getting it just the way that I want it. For me, that is just one of the aspects I enjoy about the traditional shaving. But if you're in a hurry, you need in a pinch or something of the sort, I don't see a problem with using this. This is inexpensive. Like I say, if you're out traveling and you ran out the door, left your shaving gear at home or whatever the case might be, this is not half bad stuff to use at all. At $1.57, within its price range, you know, what expectations, yeah. I mean, like I said, my shave was great. It's, I mean, in that, look at it. No nicks, cuts, weepers, nothing like that is going on. So we'll see what the alum block has to say. And even using a razor blade that is, how can you say, it's a sharp blade. It's going to cut your whiskers down without a problem. Got a little stinging right back there, but that's typical. I've got a spot back there that I think it's a mole that is trying to come up that I remove from time to time. And just a little bit of stinging right there. That's the only stinging I got. But keep in mind, this is Gillette Ball Tech with the tiny handle. It did the job. Just, yeah, fantastic. This one here, yeah, it's going to last a moment. Humphreys Witch Hazel. And you can find this at Walmart in the new containers. And it's not over where you find the Dickinson. It's not on that aisle. It's on a different aisle. And usually, at least the Walmart I go to, not only will they have the Humphreys Witch Hazel in the new containers, and also if you're looking for the pads, they also have the Witch Hazel in the pads if you're looking for something like that. And the going price at Walmart is right at the $10 mark. It might be up to $10.99 nowadays. It's been a moment since I walked over there and looked at it. And if this is the first time you've been watching my videos, I give mine at Marshall's, and you can see why. Because a big old container like this for $6, 16 ounces, that's a heck of a buy. So yeah, you can kind of understand where I'm coming from. I do have a tendency to shop on the cheap as often as I can. Aftershave. This is for $1.95, like back when I got some of this. It's a good aftershave, especially at that price point. Does have a little bit of a alcohol to it. So anything else that that blade caught on my face, it will let me know. I'm still one of these days. I've got to remember to order, and I'm going to order it with some other stuff. But Captain's Choice Cat of Nine Tails. I really got to try that. Wonder how it compares to like fine snake bite and stuff like that. But anyhow, just to see the comparison of open your eyes early in the morning with Cat of Nine Tails. I had a lot of fun with this shave. It's a lot of fun shaving with these little things. Excellent to put in a little kit for a to-go bag, if you will, so that it'll be right there ready to go. Just a nice shave. Had fun doing it. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.